Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. My name is Bernadette Desir, and I'm your host. And joining me today is Krista Ford. How are you?
Fine. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm fantastic. It's still summer here, which I love.
It's still summer here in Atlanta, Georgia, too. It's always summer here.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you where you're tuning in from. You just told us you're in Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
hot Atlanta.
Have you always lived there?
I have been here since 1997, so what,
Oh,
26 plus
wow.
years? Yeah, but this is
That's
not my
amazing.
original home, but this was one of the places I wanted to be. So yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. Welcome
yeah.
to the podcast, Krista. So happy to have
Thank you.
you. You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So, Krista, tell us, who are you and what do you do and how you
I'm
change
a,
the world?
I'm an amazing person because God gave me that gift. No, I'm just kidding.
Amen.
No, that's the truth. My name is Krista Ford. I am a professional athlete as well as a coach, an author, a new author. I got a book coming out,
Mhm.
motivational speaker, and I am just a person who wants to get out here and tell the whole world how do we live in this great power that we have within us, especially as Black females. How do we do that? How do we do all of this stuff? So, as a athlete,
Mhm.
I have the uh, distinct honor and ability to be able to reach and talk to as many people as I possibly can. And
Mm.
I just want to share with the world now, in the life that we're living in now, that um, how to live the magic of life.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of some people know. You're nodding your head like I think you know what I'm talking about. But a lot of people do not know what the magic of life is. And
Yeah.
I'm here to just try to convey and tell the whole world and play to the whole world
Yeah.
that you can live an amazing life regardless of what your status is on your name
Yeah.
by thinking right, feeling right, doing right, being right, and that kind of things in life. So that's what I'm really out here to talk about is just
Hmm. Hmm.
the magic of life. How do we do this? How do we live happy? How
Yeah.
do we look at me and you sitting here smiling and we talking about the first thing was we're both breathing. These are the
Yeah.
things that everybody now needs to understand.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the start of your whole day that you are able to wake up
Yeah.
and breathe and be and just have one more day, one more opportunity to live life. And
Yeah.
that is so precious. And people have got to start waking up and understanding
Hmm.
that what me and you just both shared when I first got on. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
love that. So much to
yes,
unpack. Thank you for sharing.
yes. I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. No, I'm
Oh
just
no,
kidding.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I'd like to know you a bit more. Tell us, what was your childhood like? What are some fond memories you've had and kept with you?
Okay, childhood started out. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm a pioneer too. So I'm a pioneer. I'll tell you why. I'm a
Yeah.
pioneer in sports. Okay. So
Oh,
started out in as a child, I was adopted. So everyone does not get adopted into these great families. That's not always true.
mhm,
But in my case, it was all divinely orchestrated of the family that I got into because what it did was it propelled me forward in order for me to live my purpose in life, being from being adopted and whatnot. So I was adopted. I was raised with an all black family, which half of me is black, so that's fine. I don't have no problems with
yeah.
that. And I lived a normal childhood life, but it was just a little bit traumatic because I was not close to my adopted mom at all. One of those things. And then I have a biological sister, not my biological sister, their biological daughter. So there you go. So you got an adopted child, you got a biological child, you got two girls,
Yeah.
one of those things. But what I ended up doing in life, which was cool, is that I was able to be loved anything athletic, anything outside playing. skipping, hopping, jumping, playing with people. That was me from day one. It is still me.
Yeah.
58 years later, I'm still the same person, which was awesome. So me growing up, I just fell into physical fitness of any sort. And that's how I became an athlete and blah, blah, blah. So um, that I loved. Love people, love having friends, love just a social butterfly. I have always been that way, and still to this day, I'm still the same way, which is good. So those were the things that helped me to get over what I was not getting at home. I just shot it out here into the world and in school and my friends and the sports and everything. And I got my family there, if that makes sense. So that family all came to me through all these different avenues that I went through. I can't remember what your second and third question was, but that was the basic. I can't remember what you just said.
I don't remember by now. I'm just enjoying listening.
But that is a lot of my childhood. So from childhood to adulthood, always been into God from day one.
Yeah.
Love that part.
Mm-hmm.
As I got older, I understood spirituality, big difference, awakening, learning the energy of people, learning of energy of things and purpose in life and where it's all planned out for you. So as I became an adult, all that stuff from childhood was all planned. And that's how I've gotten the status on my name that I have now is just because it was all divinely orchestrated along the way. So if I had to just kind of put a little cap on that, I feel like how my life went. This was all God's plan from day one to now. And it's an awesome journey. We just have to be less stubborn as human beings and understand, because I've made a lot of mistakes. But just saying that after a while, God just keeps knocking on your head saying, "Are you hearing me yet?" And then you're like, "Okay, yeah, I'm hearing you." So, and then he puts you in the place, because for me, they say if you ever want to make God laugh, tell him what your plan is for your life. And he'll go, "No, no.
Yeah.
My plan is for you." And that's really the way it's going to be. But in my life, I think it's been awesome because, and I'm not just saying that because I'm saying that because I see now how it was all orchestrated to go the way it's going and the way it has been going. And when I was telling you about the whole pioneer thing, I've always had favor with God, and I see that now because he's put me in places where I was the first of whatever it was, and that's where he needed me to be so that I can project out this message to people. I was the first, I went through this, and how did I get there? And that's it. That's like the message, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, wow. I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Did you always wanted to be a coach? And what kind of coach are you? What do you specialize in? Can you tell
Okay.
us more?
So my primary sport and my love that I've been doing for 41 years now is powerlifting. So I'm one of the strongest women in the world. So in the sport of powerlifting, you squat the weight, you bench press the weight, and you deadlift the weight. So at the end of the day, the strongest woman and man win in our competitions in our sport. Now, coming off of being a coach is because I was an athlete, and I still am. So I was able to transition learning how to teach people. So I'm a strength coach. So I teach women and men, old, young, kids, it doesn't matter, how to be stronger by lifting, going to the gym, lifting properly, doing it the right form, the right technique, so you stay safe. So that's where that all came from. So coach came from me being an athlete all this time and still am. And I was able to teach that next person how to do, what am I doing? How do I teach you what I'm doing? And how do I get you to be the best at whatever you want to do? You might not even have to compete, but you just want to get stronger. Maybe you're older and you don't want to fall and break a hip. I mean, I can teach you how to get that bottom part a lot stronger for you. So I was able to take my passion and my love for my powerlifting and implement it into coaching. Talk, teaching, and coaching is really what my motto is. So I talk, I teach it and I coach it. And that's really all that has to do with that. But that's in one sport. The other sport was bobsled. So I was the first, and the movie a long time ago, Cool Runnings, that
Yes,
the
I've heard
Jamaican
of it.
bobsledders did. That's what I did.
Oh,
Okay, so
wow.
I did that,
Yeah.
and I was the first Black female to ever do that sport. So that comes with a little bit of backlash
Mm,
because when you're the first in anything, especially the first Black in anything, female, male, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
That comes with a lot. And that's where your faith needs to pop into place. So I coached a little bit when I was bobsledding too, how to push the sled, how to go down the ice, how to do this, how to run, how to do that, right? But my primary love and my gift from God was powerlifting. It still is. So I was a dual athlete, still am this athlete over here, but they call it dual athlete or multi athlete. So that's kind of where I've been. So I've been on both U.S. teams, raised to the top, blah blah blah. It just so happened one I'm retired out of, and one I just keep doing it because I love it. I absolutely love it. Love the whole sport of weightlifting.
Yeah.
Love all the camaraderie. Love the big guys, the big women, all of us. We just get along just like one big happy family. So that's also my family that
Mhm.
I got out of not having my original family
Yeah.
care and feel like I felt.
Yeah.
Now I got it, and I've always had it now in the sport. So being an athlete and being in the sport stuff. So yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome. I love that.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you like all this.
Yeah. The Olympic just finished and there's the Paralympic playing now. Did you watch it or have you been watching the Olympic? What are your
I
favorite
watched
sports?
I watched some of the Olympics, not a lot of it, and I saw a little bit of the Paralympics.
Yeah.
Um, and of course I gravitate to a lot of different sports besides weightlifting, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I did look a bit of the Olympic lifting, which is a different sport than us. They clean and jerk the weight over their head. We do everything under our neck. It's still all the same. All the women and men are in the gym training to be the strongest woman and man they can be in that particular sport.
Yeah.
So I watched a tidbit of it. I watched a little bit of track and field.
Mhm.
I'm a track and field athlete from way back in high school. So some of the sports that I have already participated in, yeah, I looked at a little bit. And there was some phenomenal things happen this year in the Olympics. Just some
Yeah.
stuff that is just mind blowing. You're like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
In all different sports. It was just really nice to be able to look at a few different ones, and just the athletes were just amazing. And
Yeah.
then I could relate to that because I'm one of those athletes too. So I could always
Mhm.
understand what it takes to get there. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate it. So when I was watching it, I really enjoyed every bit of it because
Yeah.
I love all the victories, even the ones who just fell short or whatever. But I understand that feeling too.
Yeah.
And all they're going to do is just pick themselves right back up, get back on the game, and they're going to keep moving. And that I love about how our mentality is as athletes. We're always driven, intentional, move, keep moving. And
Yeah.
you get the goal, you keep going past that. You get the next goal, keep going past that. And I love how we think like that.
Yeah.
As people,
Mhm.
but as athletes in particular, I love how we can think like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it sounds like the game of life, right? You
hello,
just gotta
you
pick
hit it.
up and keep going.
I can't even say it no better than you just said it. That is absolutely the game of life.
Yeah.
It really is. And
Yeah.
you can't give up.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you give up, then what?
Yeah.
Then what do you do? Well, you just sit there and just try to, you gotta still keep moving. As long as you're still breathing, you might as well keep moving. You got to do something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Me and
yeah,
my kids were watching the Olympic. I've never been a soccer person, but
yeah,
like you could hear all three of us, even my 7-year-old, screaming the goal.
that's it.
We
That's
made
it.
sure we watched the open ceremony, the
Yeah.
closing ceremony.
Yeah.
We watch all of it, every single goal. When Canada scored, my gosh, we jump, we scream. And
But
and
I
I've
think
never
it's the
been a
whole.
sports person and to be able to fall in love with the world with people, with athletes. It's amazing the connection that we create together.
You think about that with your children and you watching it. What
Yeah.
is it signifying? It's signifying unity.
Yeah.
It's not no division like you've been having for that moment of time. The
Mhm.
division that we're having in the world now, you don't see it. That's why you get excited. You're like, everybody is coming together.
Yeah.
It's unity,
Mhm.
it's closeness, it's cultivating this awesome tribe of
Yeah.
everybody doing stuff. And then that gets you and me and everybody else all stoked up when you see that, because everybody is working together. And it is such an awesome thing to watch. So I
Yeah.
see how the kids get real excited about stuff like that, because
Well,
they're all
yeah, I was a kid. I was enjoying it.
that's it. That's it. That's it. You can take the adult, make them as a child, because you know what? The children are competitive by nature anyway,
Yeah.
but they like seeing that kind of stuff. And that's how we were as children too. So yeah, I get that, what you
Yeah.
doing that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
my son said, Mommy, I want to be like Ronaldo and Messi.
See,
I like,
see,
yes, you can. We'll put
that's
you
where it starts.
in
It
soccer
starts
lessons. Yes, you can. Yeah. That's
That's where it
awesome.
starts at. And
Yeah.
that's a very soccer is like our NFL over here.
Yeah.
You know that. So it's very popular. It's very popular. Soccer's always been popular overseas. So but here not so much. It's getting there now.
Yeah.
But NFL, all your mainstream,
Yeah.
and basketball, NBA, baseball, those are your main things. But soccer, please. The whole country will come out and support you. You're like the whole country. So yeah. Good
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
him. Good for him. I'm glad of that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
keep encouraging him to do that too, because
Definitely. Yeah.
there'll be I don't know if you're old enough to know who Pele was.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you just say Pele. Oh man. Okay. I used to watch it with my dad. I'm from Haiti, and Pele
Okay, yeah,
is
you
a
know.
Brazilian icon for those who
Yes,
don't know. And
yes,
I had a reading. I don't know if you believe in psychic stuff or not. I had a reading. My dad passed, right?
yeah.
He brought up Pele. That's how he connected with me through the medium. That was when the reading for me. And you bring
Now,
Pele. I know that he's with me as we're talking about this as well.
so I don't believe in coincidences. So what was I just said, that was all supposed to be. That
Yes.
you were supposed to hear that as confirmation that what happened.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I just remember Pele growing up and just he was it. He
Yeah.
was the Jesus Christ walking on the earth. He really was. And every um even you didn't even have to be a soccer fan
No.
to believe in him,
Yeah.
because of his blackness, his skin color, and then he was great.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
can you say? You could,
Yeah.
yes, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
When
I
it,
believe
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And when
I
it's
believe it.
soccer season, sorry, go ahead.
No, I believe what you just said,
Yeah.
because I've had a couple of readings. But I had to pray on them first to make sure they're from God, these
Yeah.
readings.
Yeah.
And so, like you just said, if it's something like Pele and things of that, that's of good universe,
Yeah.
that message came to
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. So you remember this, you gonna remember this whole podcast. You would say, she said Pele. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So,
my dad. He always wanted to step in and, you know, he was
and maybe
always seen and heard and respected. So yeah.
and maybe that was a little bit of him talking through me to you
Oh,
right now. And
I know it's
you
him.
know it. Me too. And I didn't even know. I don't know you, you don't know me, but we know
Yeah.
that's universal right there. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. See,
Yeah.
you got me all on fire now, because I'm thinking, okay, I love this stuff. Oh, I love this stuff. This gets me
Yeah.
on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, you said you're a new author. What is the
Yes.
title of your book? Why did you write it? And what is it about? And who is it for?
It's for everybody, including you. Okay. Yes, I'm a new author.
Mhm,
I co-authored it with a friend of mine. It's called Krista's Promise,
mhm,
and it is a promise that I made to God. That's why this book is in existence now. It is a self-help
mhm.
spiritual memoir. It is the story of my life up to this point. Since I'm still alive, I'm planning on having many more books come behind this one. But
Yeah.
I hope that my book, this is my hope, it's already going in this direction, because this book was, everybody just kept telling me as my career was going along in sports and stuff, and as I hit the highest pinnacle on both my sports, everybody just kept telling me, Krista, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And I kept saying to everybody, I am an athlete. I am not an author. I don't know anything about writing. But it came to be that this is here now. It has not dropped yet. We're thinking about the end of this month, September, going into early fall, so October-ish, okay? And I'll just show it to you because it's here already. This is the reader's copy.
Is that you?
That is me. That is my bobsled uniform, and this is obviously my weightlifting. That's just my passion. So this is the book. So it's a spiritual, it's a memoir.
Yeah.
And in this, it has all these different facets of my life. And every chapter has a scripture at the end of the chapter to back up what I am saying is going on with me in my life in this book. Meaning, if I say I was homeless, which I was, and now I'm world champion, how do you do that? And I prove it in this book. Well, I'm gonna tell you how I did it. I did a lot of praying, and I got God's favor. I really do, but I didn't see it then. It's just a path that you take. So that's my book, and I'll tell you how you can get a hold of it and everything. So we're doing all pre-orders on it right now. We've had just tremendous, amazing response to my book, and it has not dropped yet. So
can you imagine when it's dropped?
That I know. Yes. So I'm really excited about it because it's something that this was already planned and it was supposed to happen, but it was supposed to happen at a certain place in my life. I thought I would have had this 20 years ago. And one of my friends was like, no, Krista, you wasn't ready then. Now look at how much more experience you have. Now look at how much more wisdom you have. Now look at how much more you'll be able to resonate with people when they read your book and your memoir. How many more stories you can tell now, because you've already experienced them now. But it took that time. I couldn't have done it 20 years ago because I wasn't there yet. So, but that's my book. So it's a memoir.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Thank you. I'll make sure I tell you how to get it in the end.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Yeah. Someone who's a father figure to me was telling me I should write a book too. Because I write poetry, more so things I enjoy and to express myself, and he believe I can. So he's encouraging me. So
and I
inspiring.
think you should listen to and see, a lot of my book is talking about what I have learned. Listen to your intuition. If your second mind or your first mind is telling you, do it. Take that step, because I've always been told, and I understand it now more than ever, and all the stuff I've gone through. That's your God gut. That's God telling you, Bernadette, I need you to do this. And then he'll have people tell it through them to you. That's him telling you, go with it. Why not? Well, you got to lose. I mean, you got nothing to lose here. And it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. It's good energy. It's good things that you're trying to put out here. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go for that. I could understand if it was something bad and somebody's telling you, no. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that negative, bad energy stuff. You want to do something that's going to be positive and impact a lot of people in your story. You know?
So Krista, did you know I'm also an adoptee?
No, see, I'm telling you, I don't believe in coincidence. That's all divinely orchestrated. How are we gonna be talking? We perfect strangers. Oh my! So me and you, we could talk. You know what it seems like right now? Even what you just said, you would think we've been friends for 30 years. What you just said. Really? Now I know it. As a child, like I was, when you adopted as a baby, like I was?
I was a bit older. I was around 10, 11, 12.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
We have to talk later after all this is complete. We have to communicate.
Yeah, yeah. I am an adoptee.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
ever find yours? Because I
Oh
found,
yeah, I've been in contact with my birth families um very pretty quickly. It was a different type of adoption, I guess, international.
okay,
Um it
yeah,
was an open adoption because both of my parents have met my adoptive parents, right?
okay,
Um
okay,
but yeah, my mom passed and my dad
okay.
uh you
Your
know,
biological mother,
no, my adoptive mom passed.
your baptist mom. Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
still talk to my biological mother and brother.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
See, ooh.
Yeah.
So it's going to be my commitment to you. We need to talk outside of this because I think we need to help each other in
Yeah.
just with whatever, even if it's not healing, it's just being able to have that conversation with like-mindedness
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and um, kindred spirits,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because what you just said, I was adopted as small. I was like a year and a half, maybe that.
Hmm.
But mine was a close because it's here in the States.
Oh,
So I found out all that information. We'll talk about it later, but that's in my book too. It's
wow.
in my book how I found my biological family. It's in here. Everything is in here when it comes to,
Yeah.
and I'm tapping on it because it's sitting here on the table.
Yeah.
Everything is in here that I believe will resonate
Hmm.
with just about any human being that picks up this book. I really think there's something in here that's going to resonate with somebody, just like we're talking. Look at there. See? Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's talk about your faith. I wasn't sure
Oh,
which direction to go until you brought up you've seen a medium. I'm
yeah,
normally I tread carefully because I talk to everybody on the
yeah,
podcast, right? With
yeah,
different beliefs and everything else.
yeah.
Um, Tell me about your faith. Take me from
Where
the beginning to now.
okay. I started out as a Christian, going to church, being in the choir, learning about God and Jesus and the Bible and Moses and everything else that's got to do with the Bible.
Yeah.
And I always enjoyed that growing up. Loved the stories, loved Sunday school,
Hmm.
Bible school, loved all of that. Just loved everything about God. I really, as a child, I was fascinated with just and learning about all these stories and all the parables and stuff. Okay, so as I became an adult, I had gotten saved twice in a church, one a Baptist church, one a non denominational church. Then, as I started getting a lot older, I started understanding the laws of attraction, the 12 laws of the universe. I started reading the book, The Secret, that teaches you spiritual, that awakens your spirit and helps you to understand more about walking faith and having a personal relationship with God in the universe and energy. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff until I started diving into it. And it came from friends of mine referring me, you need to read this, Krista. There's a lot more than just going to church, looking in your looking in your Bible, listening to the preacher, singing your hymnals. There's more to this than that. That's when I started diving into it. And that's when I started understanding I am vibrating on a much, much higher level now in my life.
Yeah.
I'm understanding things. I'm awakened. I've been awakened. That's all it is. I was sleepwalking, I think, at first. When I say sleepwalking, not in a bad way, but I'm just saying I was just
Yeah.
traditionally raised like every child probably was. Go to church, do this, talk to God, pray, do your prayers at night, blah blah blah. But I know there was so much more than that. So
Yeah.
now I'm I'm walking the life of spirituality, totally different. And man, I'm gonna tell you, what I found here is this: when you start walking the truth, man, God just starts revealing stuff to you left and right and left and right and sending you omen after omen after omen in your life, signs. Then you start recognizing what these signs are. When a butterfly goes past you, that's a sign.
Yeah.
Okay. When certain numbers come up, those are your angels numbers, 555. These mean something. I never knew any of that stuff until I dove into it as I became an adult. And I started realizing people telling me, like, you need to write a book. You should do this. Get this book. Dive into this. Dive into that. So I had a lot of God's angels, I believe, pushing me in this direction so that I could be able to be in this place where not only am I learning, I'm seeing the fruits of all of my hard labor. And I'm also being able to push it back out there to everybody I can touch and say, hey, did you know this? Did you know that? You should try this, do that. It works. Like vision boards. My vision board works. I've already seen it come to fruition. So I think I'm just so excited and I'm on fire about I am in a different place in my life and I've been here for a minute. And then when he starts proving it to you by giving me this is proof.
Yeah.
You can't tell me I would have been seeing, looking at this. This is an actual book in my book? No way. No way. I'm a believer, but so I just think that my experience now has brought me to this place and I'm just on fire. And now you hear about it all over the place. You got everybody from Alicia Keys to everybody else talking about favor with God and energy and get away from these toxic people in your life and how they draw out your energy. And you hear it all over the place now. It's like such a hot topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Spirituality.
Yeah.
And energy and people and goals and purpose in life and omens and so forth. Connection, like me and you. Don't even know each other. Look at this connection we got. This stuff is real. And if people don't see it, boy, they better get on board because this is happening.
Yeah.
So we can all be, and we're all one thing I wanted to just say, when this book comes out and drops, I'm just the vessel. This is my story, but I'm just a vessel. So really, if you think about it, this book is all about God and how we're all connected as humans. I'm connected to you. We're all connected. And that we all have purpose in life. We all have purpose. Everybody walking on this earth has a purpose while we're here. And then we're all connected to our Creator. So we're connected to each other. We have a purpose and we're connected to the Creator. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the story. It really is. And so I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to put this book out here and tell the whole world what I just said. It's something I've always known and I really know it now. I'm just going to tell the whole world, I know this now and I can prove it to you. I'm telling you, it works. And so it's just kind of like proof in the pudding. My grandmother used to always say, you got proof in the pudding about it. So
wow, I love that. I love that.
So that's what and I love that my spiritual, I'm not just a quote unquote Christian, because a lot of Christians out here are not very Christian. They're not doing what they should be doing. Not at all. And then there's a lot of good people that are still good Christians out here, but I don't put that even title on me anymore. I say I'm spiritual because it's more than just being a Christian and walking your faith in life. It's way much more than that. It's how you feel. It's your energy. It's you inside and how you connect to other people and how you feel things. It's all about a feeling and a thought to me. So okay.
Look at all the stuff we have in common. It's mind-blowing. I grew up going to church too, memorizing different parts of the Bible. And I was born open as a child. I still am pretty connected to whatever is not here or here. I tell people I'm spiritual too. I have Bibles. I look at scriptures. I still absorb all of it.
Yes.
I have a hard time putting the label too, Christian.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way we were raised like that. We were raised that we are quote unquote Christians or whatever religion you are, Catholic, Buddhist. It's all a religion. But if you think about it, it's all underneath the same creator. Humans have put this whole label on all this stuff. But in the end, what are you truly? You're a spirit. You're a spirit. I'm a spirit. Once these body goes, okay, this is just the body. So we're all a spirit. We're all walking and breathing spirits. So that's appropriate for me and you or anybody else out here that says we're spiritual. That's true. This is just a body that we're sitting in. This is just the vessel part here. The inner, once that's gone, then what? Well, you're a spirit. Just like I believe in angels. I believe there's people masquerading around on this earth as humans, but they're really angels. I really do. You might see somebody, you might not ever see them again in life, but for that split second, they were there to help you do something. All of a sudden, they're gone. You can't explain that. How you explain it? Just disappear? So yes, I agree. I think we're just all spirits, and we all need to embrace that about ourselves and learn and learn and learn. And more you learn about you and God and the spirits and the energy in the universe, how does this all work? I mean, think about it. There's all this stuff out here effortlessly growing the grass. How does that do that? That's where I'm at now in life. I'm just like, I look at everything, how it is all divinely orchestrated this way, including me and you and us walking on this earth as humans. It's all orchestrated.
Yeah. And I've listened to lots of NDE stories, and lots of people who pass and experience those. Some are atheists, some are Christian, whatever religion or label that we use, and you know what I mean. And some have met God, and many have said God did not create religion. People did.
That's
Just
human.
like he didn't create suffering. We create our own hell in heaven. Heaven is up here. Heaven is here. We are creating everything we're experiencing.
I agree.
All of
totally
it.
agree.
The good, the bad, all of it. It's all us. Sometimes we're blinded. We can't see it.
Tell me, when you come to that, what you just said, which is, oh my God, so true. Did it take time for you to get there? Like, did you teach yourself, or you learned what you just said? Because that's true. We create all of this, a lot of it. How did you come to that for you? I'm just curious.
I would say experience. And when I was asleep, I'm awake. I'm still going through a spiritual awakening. I now realize that my thoughts create my action. My action can hurt people. And when I hurt people because they hurt, I hurt. Have you ever heard or seen someone doing something they know they should not do it, but they did it anyways?
Oh yeah.
And they eat the fruit of it. They feel guilty. They see how they make that person feel. It's a connection.
And I studied the law of attraction like stupid crazy. That was one of the first things out of the Secret. The book.
Yeah.
It's by Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah.
And when that book first came out, Oprah had her on her show. That book blew up because everybody understood something. Because I didn't even understand it. I started reading that thing years ago, and I was like, and I'm not much of a reader, so I'm starting to read it. I was so glad it came out on audio and on the movie and stuff, because I was like, I'd rather listen. But just first glance, what is this secret they're talking about? Is exactly what you just talked about. What you think about, you bring about in your life, period. It's all up here. So if you're always in the world talking about bad stuff, like, you're attracting bad stuff to you. You're right. We're doing that to ourselves. But if you're putting good stuff out here, like your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and you're trying to help other people, I really want to help them. That's good thoughts, good energy going out there. That's exactly what you're going to get back. And I didn't learn that until after I really learned what the law of attraction was. And then I started diving into the 12 laws of the universe. And one of those laws is the law of attraction. Now I'm understanding it all. But you're right. It's all in what we're doing. It starts here in your brain.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And
That's
then, like you said, if somebody else is feeling pain and you're helping her, that person cause that pain, oh, that's what's going to come back on you. But if you're over here and you're trying to help them get through it, support them, that's what's going to come back with you. They're going to get better. You're going to feel awesome about it.
yeah.
And then you move on. But yeah, exactly. You said it. You said it. You said it.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard of the life review?
Why does that sound familiar? Tell me about it. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, yeah, it's when someone pass and they go in spirit, and
Yeah,
while they're there, they're able to see everything in their life, the good, the bad, and they're able to, if someone hurts someone, they're gonna feel the exact pain that they caused that person. So they call it a life review.
you know what? Thank you. You know, I'm writing that down because I'm just like I dive into anything and look. Okay,
Yeah,
the
it's when we
life.
transition because we plan our life to come down here. When we come down, we don't remember. And there's a reason for that. Because if we remember every single lifetime, we couldn't be present in this one.
We sure
So
couldn't.
when the spirit leaves, that's when we are able to reflect and see, oh, this was good, this was good. And then we can choose to come back down in a different body to learn the lessons that we didn't learn in the previous life.
I believe that.
That's why I keep
I do
coming back
believe.
down here.
And you know what? You like,
Yeah,
look, you ain't learned. Well, what have you learned yet? But you know what?
yeah, I'm learning.
I agree with that in a sense of I've always thought, you know how you're walking around, you go deja vu? Like
Oh yeah,
you've been here before. You don't know if you have been, you know you were seeing that or something happened. You're like,
yeah, yeah.
I've always believed that. Like what you just said, I believe that we were here before.
Hmm. Yeah,
Whatever form we were here before in,
yeah,
as an adult, as a human now, I have gone and done that in my life and go, deja vu. I
yeah,
don't remember exactly where that was said to me or I saw that or something, but I was like, that happened before.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
I
have
can't
those all the time.
see. So that is confirmation to me and you.
Mhm.
Oh, we've been here before, and we've probably been here more than once before.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it just depends on I don't know what form that was. We could
Mhm.
have been we could have been a freaking jaguar or a leopard or I don't know. We could have been anything. We could have
Yeah,
been a flower. Heck, I don't know. You know, stuff.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad you just told me that because I've heard what you're saying when you just started describing it to me. Yes, I've heard of
yeah,
that, but I just didn't know the word to put on it.
yeah,
It's called the life review,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And deja vu's what I've learned because I have them all the time. I'm a sponge. I'm always at the library reading and I'm listening to stuff. If I'm awake, I'm listening. I'm learning. So from what I've learned in my experience, deja vu's are it's like having a book. You flip the page. Just because you flip the page doesn't mean the subject of what you're saying is different. You flip the page. It's I think it's us uh shifting realities. Like we've been there before. It could be from other past lifetimes we're remembering. It's just a trigger to remember something, I think. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding.
No, that sounds pretty spot on. I would say, yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
exactly what that means.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And
Mhm.
see, you're a sponge like that, and I am too now that I have come to the light about all of this.
Yeah.
And now that this book is coming out, and I'm not just saying that, I'm just really, I learned so much and I'm continuing to learn. I continue each day to
Yeah.
download affirmation reels and mantras every freaking day. My phone is so full, and I go back to them all day, every day. Go
Yeah.
back, listen to this one. Go back to say, you might be going through this, but it's all God's timing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Everything's going to happen. And then I'm constantly feeding myself, like you said, like a sponge, with a lot of just reels and
Yeah.
affirmations and listening to these powers to be really talking about the truth now. They're
Yeah.
really coming. You got all these movie stars now talking about the truth,
They are.
about spirituality, about life, about people, about friends that you think are your friends, and they're so toxic and they're just draining you. Get rid of them, because the minute you get rid of them, then then the creator will start sending you the people that's supposed to be in your life.
Yeah.
But you're wondering why you're going through all that trauma. It's because you got all that bad energy and toxicity around you, and it could be friends, it could be family. But until you realize what's going on, then you start saying, I got to let them go. I got to let that go. I got to let this go. And then you start feeding yourself with all this good stuff. And then you start waking up and you go, oh, and then you start, that stuff coming a mile away at that point. Somebody starts approaching you and start talking that language. You're like, bye, I got to go. Because you already know, no, you ain't taking me down that rabbit hole again. I've been there before.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are talking about nowadays in the world, is about toxic friends and family. You got to let them go. Yeah. Because they're the ones that are stunting your growth, because they're draining you, and that ain't nothing but the enemy and everything about it, just constantly draining you and trying to pull you down and keep you in that space. And now that I know that, now I'm starting to understand. And before I didn't pay attention to it, now I see it. Now I hear it. And my ears are like this all day long, and my eyes are wide open. I'm like, and then that's like our conversation. Oh, this is drawing good stuff. I already know this conversation. This is good. Yeah. And I know if you start talking anything else, I'll be like, Bernadette, I'll see you later. They're like, no, I can't do this. But my energy feels it now. I feel it. Yeah. It feels like something in me that I can tell. And now I feel like I walk around people and I feel their energy. I can feel if it's dark, or I feel if it's good. Yeah. But I never even knew any of that. I didn't pay attention. I'm sure I had it all along. I just didn't pay attention. Yeah. Now that, like you said, once you start being a sponge and learning and feeling and seeing, then it starts making sense. It really does. And you go, oh, okay, that's the reason why that friend of mine was always seemed like she's a little jealous of what I'm doing, or or whatever. Or that's why that one was always supportive, and they really have stuck by my side, and they're on this journey with me even now, so then know the difference.
Everyone I meet, I learn from them, and it's mindset, and I'm slowly, painfully learning that I can turn the bad into good, or I could choose to see the bad as good, because if it didn't happen, how could I have experienced it to help people
in the first place? Absolutely. And what you just said, I'm on a healing journey too. Ooh. I'm on a real big healing journey.
How's that going?
It's going very well. It was tough. It's still being a little tough, but what I found was this: when you're in a long-term relationship with the wrong one, that's when the door is finally shut. Yeah. That's when I felt like God put me in this isolation period that I am not used to, where he was just like, listen, I need you to stay quiet, stay alone, don't get distracted. I need you to pay attention to what and I do this again, what I'm about to do for you. I need you to pay attention, and I need no distractions in your life with people that are not supposed to be there in the first place. So going through this, I'm coming out of it now, but that was tough, because if you're not used to being alone, when I say alone, no one in your circle, or your circle's starting to get real small, where it's turning into like a circle. Right. You have a dot?
I have a circle.
Yeah.
I have a
I have a big circle, but when I've been going through this healing alone and elevating up, my circle started getting kind of small, but that's because I'm starting to realize, and now it's even gotten down to a dot. Your circle kind of goes into a dot. Yeah. But I'd rather have that one dot there, because I know there's going to be many more good dots to come. That's going to build that circle back up. But those are going to be good quality people around you that want to see you do well. But this has been and that's in the book too, that's been my hardest healing right now, is coming out of a toxic relationship of years and years and years. And so in that, God has given me grace. He's given me his love. And he has shown me, Krista, just be obedient to me right now. Do what I'm telling you to do. And trust me, I'm going to repay you back all this tenfold. I will. But you got to sit still for a minute and listen to me. Hear me. And you can't hear me if you got somebody in your ear all day long.
Yeah.
And so I learned that. This is what I'm learning right now, and I'm learning in my life. And it is a remarkable thing, because after a certain while, he gives you a peace and a calmness in your spirit, that it's okay to be alone. You could be in a relationship and feel alone. That's how I was. I was in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I felt the loneliest I've ever been in my life in the relationship. So that can tell you. So I'm like, well, what do I stand to lose at this point? They're not there no more. So that's the way I felt when they were there. So I'm good, but this is a learning process that I feel like I'm being able to tell the whole world too. When the book comes out, I want to tell the whole world about that toxic relationship that God took me out of.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to just be obedient. And I'll just say this, Bernadette, obedience walk is not for the weak.
No.
When you commit, be obedient to what our Creator wants you to do for your life, because he's already got it planned.
Yeah.
And you got all these temptations that keep coming up. That ain't for the weak, because you got to sit here and it's kind of like going cold turkey.
Yeah.
From being an alcoholic, stop drinking immediately. And then, but the good part about that is that it's not for the weak, but if you get through it and you keep moving, God just starts giving you all kinds of good gifts. He'd be like, here, take this, take that. Thank you for listening to me. It's kind of like, that's what I feel like he's saying. Thank you, Krista, for not being so stubborn and hard-headed like you can be. I'm like, okay, God, thank you. And thank you for this gift. And that was like the one thing, like I said, my career has been awesome and it still is, but the book is the message that I'm supposed to get out there. And that's really, this is God's project. So I know that this was all meant to be, but it was meant to be able to be in this place so I could write the chapter about the toxic relationship, to be able to help somebody else in life that I guarantee you is going through it, because it's so prevalent out here with these toxic marriages and relationships. And these people are miserable. And that was me until God said, nope, shut it. He said, don't you open this door back up.
Yeah.
And I use a lot of these examples. What I'm telling you, that's in my book. There's a stories that I told of what God did with me. So yes, I agree.
Oof.
It's a lot about people. You know what? I realize that now. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of people around me, but now it's about quantity, not quality in my life, in this journey. Now I'm understanding all that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one or two people around me, or one that is of good energy and that got my back, than I have 50 people that are trying to keep poking holes in my boat so my boat will sink with them and me in it. Yeah, I'd rather have that equation. Now I understand. Now I understand.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, there's a Bible verse that says to be in the world, not of the world.
Of the world. And that has everything.
Yeah, I live
Bernadette, let me tell you something. That has everything to do with this social media right now.
Ooh.
Think about that, what you just said.
Yeah.
Everything is about how many followers you got, how much stuff on social media you got. And I'm like, no, there's a big social media up in the sky. All you gotta do is go up there. Yeah. Really. Everything's about, man, what you just
Yeah. We could talk all day. I know. Yeah.
And I've had this kind of conversation and likeness and spirituality with many of my podcast hosts that I've had before. Yeah. Like all this time, I've been on with a lot of spiritual hosts. And
Yeah.
they say this, we say the same, what you just said. I have heard this many times over the last couple of months of
Yeah.
when we're talking. I
Yeah.
really have other people. They say, well, we could talk. Yeah, we could,
Yeah.
because this is good talk.
Mm.
Bernadette, we talking about good stuff here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about all this toxic crap that's out in this world,
Yeah.
all this negative crap. We're not even focusing on that. We're focusing on good stuff. So yeah, you can talk about this forever,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Which takes me back to law of attraction, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think about, you bring about. That's period. And
Yeah.
if you speak it, and the power is in your words, people just don't even understand it. And that's one of the four agreements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
The power is in your words. Is be impeccable with your words.
Yeah.
Words starts wars. Think about it.
Yeah.
Words gets people killed. Words do this. Words, just speaking it. They
Mm.
push a button. There's a war started. Boom. Let's speak it. Go ahead. Same thing. Same
Yeah.
thing. The
Yeah.
word of when Jesus Christ got put on that cross, that was a word that was spoken out,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
or just in general. You're right. The power is in your words, and I love the four agreements. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. The four
Um,
agreements.
it sounds familiar.
So it's just four agreements. It's be impeccable with your words, do the best you can. This is just in life.
Mhm.
Um, don't assume. You know how we assume about, oh, I'm guilty of that. I assume in a
Yeah.
minute, you know how that makes you. And then I can't think of the fourth one, but now there's a fifth one too.
Mm.
But these are just kind of like the laws of the universe. Same thing. These are just four agreements that you make with yourself that will help you navigate yourself through in life and help you understand things. Same way with the law of attraction. Same way. It's just your thinking and how you go about it. But yeah,
Oh, I love that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I want to understand people. I'm learning about all religion. I don't, I have to remove my human self to do that
yeah, yeah,
and sit with the spirit and creation
yeah,
and my creator to do that.
yeah. You
Because
do
all of us are hungry for something. I want to
something,
know what it is, what we
something.
go to, whether
Yeah,
we're different skin color, we have different beliefs. We
yep,
feed somewhere, just like we water our plants. I want
yep,
to know where people are getting that and what it
right,
does for them.
yep. And
Yeah.
you. This is just. I think right now we are supposed to be here.
Yes.
You and I, we don't know each other, but it doesn't matter. Universally, we, God's people, the Creator's people, universe, we are supposed to be in this place right now in our lives
Yeah.
because of what's going on in this world is already being predicted. It's already doing it.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have these conversations
Yeah.
and we're supposed to keep each other lifted up
Yeah.
in some sort of way, whatever which way that may be, a kind gesture, a kind word,
Yeah.
just a bit of kindness to that other person. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Something nice. Oh, you look nice today. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. That little kind word
Yeah.
or kind gesture that you do by somebody
Mhm.
could have made their whole way of thinking if they were thinking about taking their lives that day.
Mhm.
Maybe that one thing that you said
Yeah.
backed them up
Yeah.
and make them have hope and say, you know what? I'm gonna stick around. So let me see what else is going on. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
believe that what you just said. I just think you don't know where nobody's at in life,
Hmm.
and you got to be careful about what you say to people.
Yeah.
So if you want to say something good,
Yeah.
say something uplifting, anything. Just
Yeah.
say something good.
Yeah.
Because you don't. And you know how some people will go up to you and say, "Well, how's your day?" I always say this: I'm breathing.
Mm.
So I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm breathing. I've got the breath of life. I'm living. I'm breathing. So whenever somebody says that to me, say, Krista, how's your day? My day is going great because I am breathing. I got one more day of living that God gave me.
Yeah.
I am breathing. I am not underground yet. I still got lots to do. I'm good. So it doesn't matter whatever happens to that day, that whatever tragic, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm going,
Yeah.
I'm breathing,
I
breathe.
agree. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, there is a lineup of souls that are waiting to go in a physical body. So the fact that all of us are down here, we win, and they'll win too when they come down. But we need to accomplish what we came down here to do.
To do.
Else,
That's what
like
come up.
me,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have memories of I've seen past lives over 1,000 years ago. 1500, I was a slave, and I keep coming back. There's something I'm not learning, and I think I know what it is. So that's what I'm working on.
See, now isn't that something? Now you can't tell me that's not something made up. You know how people will think,
I
oh,
couldn't
you
make
must.
that up.
Yeah, but I'm
I
just
felt it.
right. That's what I'm saying. You know how people will say, oh, that's just crazy. That's just crazy talk. No,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you have to do more than think something. You have to feel it, like you said. You
Yeah.
can't just go out here and say, well, I think I want to do such such. You want to actually feel
Yeah.
what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Once you do that, like you said, oh, it's real. It is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, well, if I just think positive and stuff. No, no, you got to feel it too.
Yeah.
Put yourself in that house.
Hmm.
Feel it. Go in, step in that house. I want this. Feel it. Feel what it feels like to step in the house. I want this for my life. Go do it.
Yeah.
I want to travel to Italy. I want to see what that feels like. Go. Feel it. Just set yourself in there, but you got to feel
Yeah.
it in order for it to come to fruition. You really need to feel it more than just think it.
Mhm.
But you put those two together, like you said, there's no way you can make that stuff up,
Yeah.
especially if it comes out your feelings. There's no way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
Krista, we're out of time. You got to
No,
pay me for the extra 5 minutes.
I know, right? I will send it to you in PayPal. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have two
Wow, this has
questions
been,
for you. Sorry,
huh?
go ahead. I have two questions for you as we wrap up.
Go ahead.
First
Tell me.
one, what is the meaning of life for you?
Doing the best doing the best you can while you're here on earth, and
Hmm.
just try to treat people good as you want to be treated. That's what be the meaning of life.
Mm, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Last question, where can people pre-order your book and connect with you?
Okay, so all of my social media is on Power by Krista, it's Krista.
Mhm.
But the best way to find it is go on my website. So it's www.powerbykrista.com. On there, the pre-orders are on there. You can just
Mhm.
pre-order it on there. When it comes out, I'll show it on my website of how you can get to it. And then where it'll be on Amazon, it'll be on all kinds of different spots. But for right now, you can get it over there. That's the easiest way to do it. And or email me at K Ford. My last name Ford like the car. There ain't no way you can forget that.
Yeah.
K Ford, the number 44, the letter U at yahoo.com. You can find me on my email. Those are the ways to find me. And then to pre-order, yeah, I think the easiest way, just go to the website
Yeah. Yeah.
and it'll pop right up. And it'll tell you what you want, how you want to pay it. You order it, and as soon as it drops, if you're not here in Atlanta or wherever, I'll send it to you. Not a
Yeah.
problem. Just throw it in the mail, and it's on its way.
Yeah. Isn't it mind-blowing? For me, I find at times how technology connects us. If you had shown someone from the 1600 a cell phone, they'd think it was the devil talking to them, right? It's
That's right.
mind-blowing. I love
That's
it.
right. I agree. And even when I was growing up, Bernadette, there was none of this. I'm pre all this cell phone. We had beepers, computers like they are.
Yeah.
All this technology, I was pre all this growing up.
Mm.
Really, we had maps. You had no GPS. You had none of that crap. You had
Yeah.
none of that stuff. What's talking like this? Oh, And anybody who had a computer back then,
Yeah.
very rare. And it's the big bubble butt ones that have all the big computers, you know. Yeah, we didn't have that. So you're right about that. But think about it. This was all kind of pre-planned too, I believe.
Yeah.
This is the way the world we're supposed to be living in now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, but this is sort of, to me, it's
Mhm.
kind of, you got to be careful of all this social stuff and all this technology. You got to be real careful because it'll suck you right in. It
Mhm.
really will. If you notice, you know, you'll be sitting on there all day long on your phone or on the computer, and it will really suck you dry. And it'll get you distracted to the point where you just, it's like being drunk and driving, and you get home, and you're like, that's the same way computers and everything I think do for you. You be doing stuff, and after 2 hours later, you still doing it? Okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah. But yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Krista, thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thank you.
all you do. And
Thank you.
come back on the podcast again. This was fun.
All you gotta do is invite me. I'm there. I
She'll
got your
be there.
email. I got your
Yeah.
email, right?
Yes,
So
you do.
I wanna stay in contact with you. So I'm gonna send you my contact.
Yeah.
You contact me. We need to keep this conversation going.
Yeah.
We need to keep encouraging each other and keep each other up.
Absolutely.
So I will send you my personal contact. You get a hold of me because I want to keep talking like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
really. And
Absolutely.
I do that with all, like a lot of my podcast hosts. They're friends of mine. I call them up, they call me, and we talk. And we talk this. We keep each other up and keep each other encouraged. And as we're going along
Yeah.
and what you're doing. And
Yeah.
you keep doing this because this is a good way to,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
keep doing
Absolutely.
this. I
I
encourage that. But I'll reach out to you on your email. Okay.
awesome. Awesome.
And don't
Thank
forget to reach back out and let me know, and then
I will.
we'll start doing it. And you got to get my book, so don't forget. Got to get the book. You'll be like, oh
I
yeah, yeah,
promise
yeah.
I will.
Yeah, we talked about that already. Thank you. I appreciate everything
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. You're so welcome.
It's been fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. 90